Login accepted.
Canceled, for lack of a better word. They create a kind of cone of shame that drags down everyone associated with them.
This video is being made to simply defend my and my husband's name and prove we did not do the things we were accused of.
Try and blame the lolcow leaks on a stalker spoofing her IP, which means, without even asking to see the information lolcow had to implicate her, she immediately acknowledged those posts would appear to come from her computer.
Emily created a false narrative, so no matter what is said after, even if I debunk all of her claims, she can still claim that she is the victim.
And 2, very quickly removing a large chunk of her old storytime videos from public viewing, conveniently right after I came forward. Shannon even claimed that I lied about when a certain photo was taken, saying that I claimed I was 15 and in high school when the photo was taken, when in reality it was probably from middle school. And she's seen all of the pictures I posted of myself from 13 onward, and I never looked like that. Something that I haven't seen many other people mention, something that I feel throws Shannon's false portrait of this unhinged, compulsive liar right into the garbage, is that she is nothing, not one shred of recent evidence that paints me in a bad light.
Since my last video, a few things have happened concerning Emily Artful and Creepshow Art. The first thing is, the most important thing, Emily responded with a great video just a couple days ago. Shannon has several things that she did and said that bust her, that show that she's wrong, she's still in the wrong. But mostly, for the last few weeks, I've been looking at this document that I got from Nicholas Diorio's video, and I hope you watch it, I'll link both of them down below, that show a different script or a prescript that the accusation or the thought is she sent out and had people check it before she changed it for her final video. I'm just going to show you things that I think are completely creepy, like this timeline, or, you know, several other things. And I'm going to, again, like I did in my last video, skip things that I think Shannon is putting in this just to shame Emily. I did maybe like 3 gaps in my last video, covering Shannon's video, just because I thought it was the only reason it was in here wasn't to make a point about Emily lying on Shannon, as Shannon claimed, but just to shame Emily, and I don't care to continue to throw that stuff out there. But of course, I insist you watch Shannon's video, Emily's video, Nicholas's video. They're just, you know, long is the issue. So I'm gonna try to do it in a short form. But let's go. So before we hit the document, I want you to know that, of course, this is alleged. This came from a story about being posted to 4chan, though it was sent to another YouTuber, and Nicholas reached out to that YouTuber and they confirmed it. And I do feel that this is real, though it's just alleged. I mean, there's no way to actually prove it short of Shannon coming out and admitting that. First off, it constantly is taking shots at Emily, where she goes by different names, of which there are many. My husband and I don't give a hoot about her. Constantly, she says everyone else, everything they say are lies. She says that she hired a PI after she made these false claims. Yeah, right. You admit to pulling this stuff yourself, but then a PI pulled it? So which is it? Did the PI sit with you for months and make sure that you memorized every part of this, or what? I mean, it's just insane. Past 10 years. So she admits to going back into her social media posts. 10 years. Okay. And then says, so that when I show proof of her lies, this is pretty big. If I show proof from her own accounts, she can further claim that it's stalking. She's preparing to say, I'm about to show you evidence that I stalked the hell out of her, but it's not stalking. Because if I point out in 2016, she publicly posted a drawing that's still available on her Insta, tagging my husband in a flirty message, or that she wasn't using stuff while living in her father's home the way she said, according to her own DeviantArt blogs at the time. She can turn around and say, see guys, Shannon only knows this because she was stalking me. And a lot of this language sounds exactly like her video, sounds exactly like the way Shannon would talk, and the type of excuses that she gives. As you see, she builds excuses in and rambles on into run-on sentences. You see what I'm saying? A lot of things she brings up ahead of time, obviously, because she knows she's guilty. She knows she's showing the guilt. And I think, as I said in my last video, the only reason that she does this, obviously, is because she's trying to get back at Emily by shaming her at the same time that she hits her with all this information. She says, note that while Emily states she has no evidence, it's things like this that are just kind of mind-boggling. Yes, she does. She just doesn't have you recorded doing this. She's got massive amounts of evidence, but no recording of you doing it, which she wouldn't have anyway. This is the best evidence you're ever gonna have if you did stalk somebody and you were careful. Other than your slip-ups, this is all you're gonna get. And this is why she has to present this. It's the only way she's gonna be able to show anyone what's going on. No private eye or police officer would ever want to pursue her case, because she acts like that Emily would be filing a civil case. I don't know why Emily hasn't filed a criminal case and filed charges for her privacy and all of this type of, I don't know what to call it, more like, you know, just cyber stalking, spying on someone. Emily states it's likely that not everything she attributed to me and my husband actually was us, despite her claiming as much. What are you talking about? You admit that she says this, but then state that she's claiming the opposite. And this happened so much, I started to ignore her doing this later on, but let's get moving. So she always says these other people that are brought up publicly are lying about this. Not Shannon. It's impossible. It's them. And because those people don't work on the internet, their lives can't be ruined. This is a story about people going real life against somebody else because they don't like them, because they're mad at them. It's just crazy to say that you can't ruin someone's life by stalking them, threatening them, following them around, shaming them. Everything that was posted was an attempt to make her nervous, to threaten her, to make her feel like she's being stalked and that she's in danger. Just insane. She says here, these people have a long history of disliking you. Yeah, I think we all know why now. And that they're actively lying. Again, this repetition, constant, like propagandistic repetition. No screenshot or evidence has been shown. Why would people who you are trying to ruin their lives in real life have all these screenshots taken, for God's sakes? Until they realize that it is an organized thing, they wouldn't take screenshots. I'm sorry, it just wouldn't happen. Though then it gets crazy because she admits that she goes in and finds 3 Facebook accounts, 23 separate aliases. Shannon, by the way, being someone who strongly advocates for people to be able to remain anonymous, now is mad that they didn't use the same anonymous account every time they posted, for God's sakes. 4 Instagram accounts, 10 DeviantArt accounts. Why didn't you show the 10 DeviantArt accounts? You only showed 1 that I remember. Maybe she showed more. And again, repeating in a propagandistic fashion that Shannon debunks her and she's not a stalker, which again, I attribute to guilt. I don't know about most of these things before Emily decided to slander you. Yeah, you're already there, aren't you? And in fact, only found this because I need to clear my own name. Don't believe that. I don't know how anybody could memorize what you've memorized in 6 months. It's just out of this world. So let's skip down a little further here. If you look, it's a constant calling to numbers, and there's a lot of mention about money in this that we're going to get into. Let's take a look right here. If you're interested in the false allegations, there it is again, that she put forth towards her past boyfriends and men who have romantically rejected her. Part 0 starts on page 54. I just didn't highlight this. I shouldn't even show it. It's her just taking shots. That's it. Taking shots at Emily.